Right now at 6, a cyber attack targeting the Canvas learning platform may have exposed data tied to millions of students and educators. Ahead, what schools across the country are warning users to watch out for. It is Friday, May 8th. Good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us here on Fox 61. I'm Bridget Bjorlo. Not a bad start to the day temperature-wise, but some parts of our state are getting some light rain. Let's check in with Rachel to see when that will clear out, Rachel.
Yeah, a couple of spot showers out there right now, but as we move forward, most of the day ends up being dry with a passing shower chance in the afternoon possible as well. Take a look at Norwich towards Montville near the casinos, Mystic and Groton dealing with some light rain now. But again, it's not going to be raining the whole day today. 38 degrees in Willimantic, 48 in Hartford, 49 in New Haven, 38 degrees in Torrington now. Not too far off from this time yesterday, although it is a cool start to our morning. And today will remain on the cooler side with the wind that kicks back in 10 to 20 miles per hour. So for this morning, we are going to see a mix of sun and clouds. Towards this afternoon, as I mentioned, there could be a shower or two, but I think this is a little overdone as temperatures move to around 60 degrees in the afternoon. 60 in Southington, 61 in Hartford, 60 degrees in Brantford, and then in southeastern Connecticut, the mid to upper 50s to right around 60 degrees, again with that stronger northwesterly wind. It's a different story for tomorrow, though. We are tracking some changes, some rain that will likely impact outdoor plans. It does look like tomorrow a good chance that we're going to see a washout of a day. It begins in the late morning, early afternoon, and then continues into the afternoon and evening. It's a different story, though, for Sunday. Temperatures will be in this lower 70s for Mom's Day. It looks quite nice with a mix of sun and clouds and a warmer day on tap, but that changes for our Monday. So sandwiched in between two wet days is a nice one on Sunday. We'll have more details on where we go from here, your full 7-day coming up in just a bit. Here at 6:02 on our roadways, we are largely quiet across the state with only the impacts here as road work wrapping up now. So taking a look from Route 2, the road work that was out there has wrapped up. Live look outside this morning showing you things are overall quiet, and your drive through the Capitol looks just fine, Bridget.
All right, love to hear that. Thanks, Rachel. 6:02 now. Happening today, a Milford man found not guilty of murdering a Shelton teen at a house party in 2022 will be back in court today to try and get his case dismissed. While a jury acquitted Raul Valley back in July of more serious charges, including murder, they were deadlocked on other charges. Now, prosecutors want Valley retried on those lesser charges of reckless first-degree manslaughter and assault in the death of Jimmy McGrath. Valley's lawyer argues that a retrial would be unconstitutional under the double jeopardy law, and that protects against being prosecuted twice for the same crime. Our Alicia Hercules, she's been following the story closely. She'll be once again in the courtroom later today, and she'll update us on what happens there. And also happening this morning, the mother and aunt of Mimi Torres Garcia are expected to be back in court today following the death of that 11-year-old girl. Both of them face charges related to the child's death. Carla Garcia, the mother's boyfriend at the time, Jonathan Nanita, he is also facing charges for murder and kidnapping. He's expected in court May 19th. A major cybersecurity breach may have compromised the personal data of millions of students nationwide. Hackers targeted the online classroom platform Canvas, accessing sensitive user information before the threat was shut down. Yale University is among the schools that use this platform and were exposed. Fox 61's Glenn Kittle is live there right now, and with what information might be in the wrong hands, this is unsettling for a lot of students and teachers. Glenn, we're talking about private information here. What more can you tell us?
Good morning, Bridget. Right now, what we know so far is that Instructure, that's the company behind Canvas, says that students' names, their student IDs, as well as other personal messages that were sent on the Canvas platform could have been compromised and taken before this breach was eventually stopped. Now, Instructure, the company behind this, says that the learning management system is used by more than 7,000 universities, K-12 school districts, and education ministries worldwide. Yale University is one of those schools, and on Thursday night, the university posted updates regarding the Canvas outage, eventually alerting students about the cybersecurity incident. The criminal extortion group known as Shiny Hunters claimed responsibility for the attack on a dark web leak site. The group alleged it stole more than 3.65 terabytes of data and threatened to release it unless demands were met. The group also explained that it claimed to obtain 275 million records linked to students, teachers, and staff, and released a list of more than 8,000 school districts, universities, and online education platforms that it says were impacted. The company Instructure says that there's currently no evidence that passwords, dates of birth, government identification numbers, or financial information were compromised, but one student described the moment that they realized the platform had been shut down.
And I looked for the app, but I couldn't find it. So I was like, I texted my friends, where is it? And then I looked on the website, it was shut down.
Now, the breach is especially concerning because of the sensitive nature of many of the Canvas messages that students often use the platform for. They discuss medical or mental health concerns with advisors, request academic accommodations, and also communicate with other advocates. This marks the second confirmed cybersecurity incident for Instructure in about 8 months. In September 2025, the same Shiny Hunters group allegedly used a social engineering attack to breach the company's Salesforce system. Now, officials across the country are urging students and parents to use caution, especially in their emails. They're saying if you get any emails that are saying they're from campus requesting a password reset, you are to disregard those. They are trying to get your information. We also know that Instructure has cybersecurity experts as well as investigators on this case, and they're hoping to get more information soon. Live in New Haven, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
I know that trial was a joke, and they would have convicted a bologna sandwich.
Those comments from the man convicted of throwing his 7-month-old son off a bridge came as he took the stand in the civil trial against child services. The child's mother also testified, describing her fears leading up to the baby's death back in 2015. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules shares the emotional testimony and the parents' claims against DCF.
Tony Moreno answered questions about his conversations with DCF. He also denied throwing his son off the Aragoni Bridge.
Well, you dropped him in the river.
Nope.
You didn't drop him in the river?
Nope.
Moreno has been in prison since 2017, serving a 70-year prison sentence after being convicted of murder and risk of injury to a child. On the stand, Moreno mentioned that he had a few phone calls with a DCF worker before the incident, but doesn't recall them asking about abuse allegations. The attorney questioned Moreno about a police report in which he told a witness he feared what would happen to his son, Aiden, if he took his own life.
The only way he knew that his son would be safe was to kill his son and then himself. Do you recall making those statements?
I know for a fact I never said that.
Aiden's mother, Adrienne Oyola, also took the stand.
Can I have a minute, please?
Yes.
She was overwhelmed with emotion when she saw a picture of herself holding her son. She testified that her relationship with Moreno was riddled with domestic violence and abuse. She said he would often threaten her life and threaten to take Aiden. She says she told a DCF worker about the abuse.
Every time she says that she is going to break up with him, he threatens to kill himself, so she stays in the relationship. Did you tell her that?
Yes.
Did you tell her that in a way that you were serious?
Yes.
A temporary restraining order was approved on June 17th. Oyola said she expected a DCF worker to be present at the court hearing to extend the order. However, she says DCF never showed up. The restraining order was vacated on June 29th. On a call the next day with DCF, she said she was fearful now that the order was dropped.
You did not know what Mr. Moreno was capable of. You said that again. Why did you say that again?
To ring some alarms, to let them know, like, I think things are going to get a lot serious now that he has essentially access to Aiden.
She says the last time she saw Aiden was July 4th. He was killed the next day and his body was found 2 days after that.
He killed my son.
She went on to tell the court that one of the things she misses the most about her son is his unique laugh.
It was very loud, very squeaky. So I always love to get him to laugh.
Oyola says Aiden would be a great kid if he were still alive. She also said during her testimony that she didn't feel DCF did much to protect her or her son after the temporary restraining order was lifted. In Waterbury, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
In Middlebury now, a community is gathering together to help a family whose home burned down during a fire. Thankfully, all of them made it out with their lives. Fox 61's Tim Latow reports how neighbors can help during this time of need.
As you can see, the Larandabeers home is heavily charred and boarded up after that massive fire. When the town's first select woman got on scene, she knew the family would need far more help than just putting out the flames.
No one was home at the time. There were no injuries, but the family is going to have to rebuild from the beginning.
The blackened house on Carriage Drive is still standing, but not safe to live in after a fire left behind charred and melted debris. Middlebury First Selectwoman Jennifer Marr heard the call on her office radio. She didn't think twice to head to the scene.
Just the expression on Stephanie's face when she came around the corner and saw what was happening to her home, that just broke my heart.
It took 5 departments to put out the fire. Little could be saved. The family of 5 lost nearly everything. But Marr says a flood of support has come after the fire.
We're a very small, tight-knit community. Stephanie is the owner of a local bakery. She's been just kind of the heart of our community.
Marr is leading the charge herself. She's accepting clothing donations for the family, which includes a college-aged daughter and 2 sons in high school. They're also accepting gift cards, and money can be donated online.
I'm coordinating, delivering those things to the family, so if they bring them here to my office, 3rd floor in Town Hall, we'll make sure it gets to the right place.
Donations organizer might not be in the job description for First Selectwoman, but Marr says this fire has been the biggest loss in her town since she's been in office. There was only one thing to do.
It's what it means to be a small town, right? Somebody has a need, you step in, do what you can.
The family says they're not ready yet to do an interview, but they say that they're grateful for all the help from both first responders and community members. The next step for them is to find temporary housing in Middlebury or Southbury. In Middlebury, Tim Lateau, Fox 61.
And still ahead on the Fox 61 Morning News, check your pantry. A customer has filed a lawsuit against a popular Italian food company. What they claim is not accurate about the company's key advertising. Plus, Mother's Day is Sunday. What the most popular gifts for Mother's Day are and how you can snag them while they're still available before the busy holiday rush.